Dodgers. Bryce Doughty has the scoop on these teams' matchups.
Thanks, guys. With the Fall Classic starting up tomorrow, both teams are hoping to swing momentum in their favor as the series gets going. In Game 1, the Bronx Bombers will trot out Garrett Cole, the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner, while the Dodgers counter with midseason trade acquisition Jack Flaherty. While both teams have had great pitching so far, Flaherty and the Dodgers have struggled with keeping the long ball in the park. This gives the Yankees a small advantage going into the series. However, the real star power is in the lineup cards, as both teams are lined up with great hitters. However, no stars shine brighter than Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, the MVP favorites. However, both have struggled a little bit in the postseason despite their regular season success. Whichever star gets hot first will be the one that gets the momentum to their team early on. As both teams look to get the ultimate prize at the end of this series, neither one of them will want to give up an inch in a tough 7-game series. Pitching it back to you guys at the desk.
Hello, my name is Ryan Gilder. Welcome back to Rubber Report. Today we have a panel with good analysis here with Bryce Doughty and Donovan Hicks talking a little bit about the Mountain West realignment with UNLV. And UNLV, they're staying put in the Mountain West Conference. And Donovan and Bryce, was it the good decision? Was it the right decision to stay in the Mountain West?
I think one of the most important things that you touched on right there was actually that we kept Air Force in the Mountain West. And I think that's really important because we lost Boise State. But one of the smartest things UNLV did for this agreement is have an agreement in place where they can leave and look at other conferences without penalty. And I think that's really important for them to explore their options when they want to. But on top of that, they have the competition here and they also have competition elsewhere. So if they feel like there's better spots for them somewhere else, they can go there if they need to. Now,
a little bit about the somewhere else maybe to go. What other conference do you think that UNLV will be able to fit in if they decide to leave the Mountain West Conference?
What Donovan said there was really, really important. Just winning the Mountain West, being in the title game constantly, that's the most important part. Because I think if we want to get to the Big 12, obviously we beat Kansas, we beat Houston this year. In order to get to that point, we need to continuously prove that we're a powerhouse in this conference. I think the Big 10 has a lot of teams, the Big 10 has a lot of momentum going on, and I think that's great. However, I think the Big 12 might just be a little bit better for us, just like how we're suited with us running the ball the way we are. Big 12 teams love to run the ball. So I think that's a great conference looking forward in the future.
And you're talking about being a powerhouse in the Mountain West, and you're going to need to keep Barry Odom as your football coach to be that powerhouse in the Mountain West. Do you think that UNLV will be able to keep him staying in the Mountain West Conference?
I think it's really important just that we keep Barry Odom because of what he's done for the program already. It's been 2 seasons. We have 1 loss this year so far. We're bowl game eligible if we win this week against Oregon State, and that's really amazing. I think one of the most important parts is that we get that money. We have a bunch of casinos here. We have Circa, who will probably pay us a boatload of money if we want to keep a good head coach like Barry Odom. And so if we tap into that and we make sure that we can get all these big people to give us money to pay him, he'll be staying with us for a long time.
And so they're looking really good with the players, the coaches, but also the staff around it's really good as well. Eric Harper, the athletic director, has done an amazing job making some amazing hires here at UNLV. You got to keep him as well. Do you think that another school or conference is going to try to take Eric Harper? Or do you think that UNLV is going to be able to keep him as well?
I think it's also not just football with Eric Harper. You got to look at the entirety of UNLV athletics and how they've done. I think the most important part is that he's been bringing people in that are doing great for us, and he's been making a lot of great decisions. So the threat is real that a team is going to go and poach him from us. And the most important part for us is to keep him happy and make sure that every single decision that he makes benefits UNLV. And as long as that continues to happen, just keep paying him and make sure that he gets the raises he needs to stay.
Heading on to the Diamond, the divisional round of the MLB playoffs started last Saturday. Here's Bryce Doughty with an update.
Thanks, guys. The MLB playoffs have been electric so far. Let's check out some highlights from yesterday's games. Leading off, Giancarlo Stanton blasted this pitch into the stands, giving the Bronx Bombers a 3-2 win over the Kansas City Royals. They now hold a 2-1 series lead, with Game 4 going to be played later on today. In the Tigers game, Riley Green snuck this single into the outfield, putting them up 1-0 early. They wound up winning 3-0, giving them a 2-1 series lead over the Guardians, with their Game 4 being played today as well. In the National League, Mookie Betts smashed his second home run in 2 games, giving the Dodgers a 1-0 lead in the first inning. After winning this matchup 8-0, they send the series back to Los Angeles with a winner-take-all Game 5 against the Padres on Friday. The winner of that game will play none other than the New York Mets. After Francisco Lindor slaughtered this ball for a grand slam, the OMG Mets would finish off the Phillies 4-1 and will play in the NLCS for the first time since 2015. As these series wrap up, we'll keep you updated on all the action as the penultimate round of the playoffs begins. Pitching it back to you guys at the desk.
Keeping it with football, the NFL trade deadline is on Tuesday, November 5th, meaning the witching hour has arrived for some players. Bryce Doughty has the scoop. Scoop.
Darn it, Nate. You didn't even say my name 3 times. It's okay, though. NFL teams hope that they can use a similar power to acquire players as the trade deadline gets closer. Let's take a look at what players might be hopping on the banana boats and joining their new squads. NFL rumors have said that Jeffrey Simmons, Myles Garrett, and Max Crosby will be staying put with their respective teams, meaning all big trades will be on offense. There's been a lot of speculation that wide receivers Mike Williams, Darius Slayton, love the name, and Cooper Kupp could be on their way out. With multiple receivers having already been traded, pass catchers are a hot commodity this year, but a surprise seller at the deadline could be the New Orleans Saints. With a 6-game losing streak and injuries all over the roster, how many pieces are they going to sell off before Tuesday? With a full slate of games still to play this week, the line between buyers and sellers will be drawn soon, sending it back to the land of the living at the desk.
With lots of moves.